Aqua gang, gang, gang. What to do, you guys? It's your girl, Empress 777 here today with a general message from a beautiful Aquarian soul family. My Aqua gang in this thing. I hope you guys are doing super fantastic. I most certainly am. The morale is quite low, you guys, okay? Bit of a trigger warning. Holy angels and spirit guides, please give us exactly what it is that we need to know. Regards to the energy showing up for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Please keep in mind that the messages are in fact general, you guys, okay? Take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force anything to fit. If you happen to be a cross-watcher dealing with an Aquarius, you're also welcome. Just place yourself where you belong in the storyline, okay? Don't force anything to fit. Everybody take a moment and click that like button. I truly appreciate those of you who do that every single time. It truly helps us grow on the platform, you guys, okay? It might seem like a small feat, but it's not. That is how we are continuing to be discovered. That's how we continue to grow our gang, and I appreciate those of you who do that every single time. Shoot a little comment down below, a little hey girl, hey, or whatever you want to add about the reading. You can feel free to do that down below in the comments as well. And last but certainly not least, if you haven't already made it official, we would love to have you join the gang. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell because that's going to let you know when I upload. I didn't get any like pinpointed downloads, you guys. It's silent. Stunned into silence. Could be this person's energy, could be your energy. This could be somebody who has stunned you beyond measure. Let's keep in mind that the messages are general, yes, but they're also timeless. So this could be something that has already occurred long ago, but it's now creeping back into this person's energy. You know what it feels like? It feels like somebody who has wronged you quite some time ago, or there has been some time in between the betrayal or in between the hurt. This is somebody who was able to just move on with life easily after said betrayal, after said, you know, pain, after crossing you, whatever occurred. And I feel like the consequences, the repercussions, and just the impact is only now hitting them. It's only just now hitting them. They were able to go on business as usual is what I'm hearing. So this could have happened quite some time ago. You've healed from this. They thought that they were just going to get away scot-free. No. The pain is hitting them like a ton of bricks is what I'm hearing, like straight to the chest. Chest is heavy and everything. So we have who smells bullshit. So they do feel like this is some BS. This is somebody who thought that they were going to get away unscathed. Even if this person like said some mean things to you or said that they didn't care, like they didn't love you, or that they weren't really as affected as you were, or you may have felt this way, like I said, because it gives business as usual. Things just went as normal in their life. Nothing stopped. They could have gotten into a relationship way quicker. They could have just started like serial dating. This could be somebody who just looked like they were thriving. It seems as if they were successfully able to move on without any repercussions is how I'm hearing that, you guys, okay? So this, with all of these question marks, it's sort of like, what the F, right? For this person, it almost feels like they felt like they were getting ahead and now they're being cut at the knees. And I feel like that's a little bit more tumultuous than having the initial heartbreak, having the initial pain, having to go through the initial turmoil when things first happen, and thinking that you're not going to be affected. I almost get that this person might have been gleeful or happy that they left you destitute, or that they left you sad, that they left you in a position that they themselves felt like they were not in, and they also felt like they were never going to be in. But that is not the case. It always catches up. Ooh, I'm hearing like the body keeps the score. Maybe you are, maybe now that you are fully healed, it's kind of like, it's a transfer of energy. They don't get to just get off scot-free. This is hitting them like a ton of bricks. It's hitting them out of nowhere. They might be dreaming about you. Yeah, that can be like how it all started. I get that this person may not have thought about you they have not thought about you at all. We haven't even been able to move past this one card. They feel like this is some straight bull. BS. Bullshiznai. They want to curse. They feel like they're cursed. They feel like this is a curse. Whatever effect this emotional uproar, right? They feel like it's being dug up from the dead, okay? Because they thought that these feelings, they thought that the consequences, or they just thought that whatever would have come from their actions, right? Because I don't get that this is somebody who wanted to lose you, but it was sort of like it is what it is, right? They also didn't try not to lose you, right? So it was a is what it is type of thing. Very smug. Very smug. And they're being cut at the knees. Yeah, I'm hearing like it starts in a dream state, but that's only the beginning, my darling. This is okay, back from the dead. This person feels like you're being dug up. This connection is being dug up. Somebody around them might bring you up too, like sporadically or just out of nowhere after they have this dream, which is freaking them out as well. They might be a little nervous. I also get that if they are like the serial dating type or somebody who was dating, they're not able to focus. They cannot get aroused. Their mind is totally preoccupied with a ghost of girlfriend's past, ghost of boyfriend's past, something like that. But they're only being visited by you. You might be dreaming about this person as well, but it's not having the same effect. You've already healed from this. Now it's their turn, but they thought that they were getting away. Ooh, bitch. They thought they were getting away. Wowzers. Look. That spirit. I'm not going to chase you down. I'm going to cut you at the knees. And guess what? Yeah, you do have to cry. You do have to sulk. You do have to see Aquarius thrive. You do have to see them pull themselves out of whatever muck or gunk, whatever they thought that they built for you. A coffin almost, right? This is somebody who thought that they defeated you. I'm not saying that they were trying to defeat you, but this is the type of person that even if they care about you, it's sort of like I care about myself more. So I'll save myself first. If I can't save both of us, I'm gonna save me and F whatever you got to deal with, because I'm gonna do what's best for myself. And that's just how they thought it was gonna go down. We have all work, no play. Yeah, I almost get that this person, they don't play games when it comes to themselves. Very self-centered. This is somebody who is always going to look out for self. And this is why they were okay with leaving you the way that you were, right? Almost leaving you to deal with everything, to clean it up. And now I'm hearing like clean up on aisle 4. This shit is coming out of nowhere. They're going to start hitting you up. Yep, look, we have addiction. That came out in the reverse. It's so, okay, here's the thing. This person absolutely had an attachment to you. The same attachment that you would have had to them. You don't chase, right? So you kind of just took it on the chin. I feel like you did what you needed to do once this separation came. This person brought a lot of BS to your life. This was kind of crossing this card. Yeah, spirit doesn't have to chase you down to give you what it is that you have coming to you. It's not that it was never going to come, okay? It just took a minute to get to this point. I almost feel like you had to fully release yourself from this in order for this person to now have to deal with the residual effects. And even if it's been years, they are going to have to see this. I'm hearing that from spirit directly. You will see me. Karma. You're going to see me. Look at both of those exclamation points, right? Like it's not a game. I feel like it's really messing with them that they're not able to just date regularly anymore. You're infiltrating their space and they feel like it's you doing it, okay? So of course, no accountability is being taken, especially for somebody who feels like they did what was best for themselves, right? So they almost feel warranted. With addiction in the reverse, I don't know if there was some kind of codependency that the both of you had on this connection, but like I keep hearing, this person thought that they left you with that issue, you with that problem, okay? I need to check into rehab, baby. You're my disease. Who is that, Rihanna? They left you strung out, or at least they thought they did, right? Left for dead. Left to deal with the addiction all on your own as they went about and dealt with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Huh. Addiction is in the reverse. You're no longer codependent on this, and now it's their turn. Ooh, it's their turn in the sun, right? So they feel like the spotlight is on them now. I always need control. That came out crossing. So, right, control was more important than protecting you. Control was more important than protecting your feelings, protecting your heart, protecting this connection, right? This is somebody who would rather lose an argument. They would rather lose a relationship. They would rather, listen, they would rather go to the ends of the earth and jump off a cliff before they relinquish control, before they are the ones holding the broken pieces. Ooh, I'm hearing like broken glass. Did they mean for it to shatter? No, but it did, and they didn't protect you. They didn't save you. They saved themselves. And now this sadness that they thought that they just put all off in your cup. Look, don't share too much. Yeah, they weren't into sharing any of that. This is a very selfish person. It gives only child syndrome, or somebody who never really had to care about other people or how other people would turn out in certain circumstances, right? So they just do. They don't think about, they don't consider. There's no consideration. Yeah. They're always considered, but they never had to be the ones to show that consideration. Ew. So this is creeping up on them. Ooh, kryptonite. They might be a little worried, or like I'm hearing like fearful. Okay, because you're not just popping up in, oh, I'm hearing like in their memories museum. It's their dreams. It's in the waking hours. It's in their daydreams. They may be seeing your name. Like you're popping up everywhere. Memories, things that you guys have shared together. It could be a specific food. It could be a song. It could be a fragrance that just hits them out of nowhere while they're on the elevator, right? It's like those small moments that have them like paranoid and looking around. Like, why is Aquarius popping up everywhere now all of a sudden? And you only will look around and be paranoid or have to look over your shoulder if you know you got away with some bullshit. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, you did. Now, I don't feel sorry for this person, but I do feel like this is by design, meaning how they are as a person, right? Like I said, it gives only child syndrome or somebody who is a spoiled brat, right? Like, so they get to wreak havoc and they feel warranted in that because that's just how life goes for them. Not anymore. Spirit is not chasing them down. They're cutting them at the knees. And when I hear cut, I mean like stopping them in their tracks. No more movement. No more forward movement. Yeah, they almost got out of this bitch scot-free. But almost don't really count. Now do it. That imagination is taking over. They have no control over it. It is running wild and it is full of thoughts of you. We have let me prove this change, but we also have effort in the reverse. And the way that I see this is you may have attempted to give this person a chance to like fix things prior to things blowing up. It's sort of like they knew that they were not going to hold up their end of the bargain, but they still signed a contract with you. This could be an agreement that happened in the 3D, or this could be something that is spiritual, right? This is how I see that. It looks it's like, let me prove it to you. This is what I'm going to do, X, Y, and Z. This is where we're going to go. This is what we're going to have. This is what we're going to be. All the while knowing, right, that the intention was never to have any follow through whatsoever. And it sets the other person up to fail. That's how I'm seeing that, right? And so this person feels warranted in that because they have always been taught to look out for self. Yikes. And now it does feel like they're more of a lone wolf at this time. Even if they're dating people, nobody understands them. They do feel like isolated in a sense. They could be around a group of people and still feel alone. It is the energy of spirit, like, I'm not chasing you. Right? You're going to see me about this because this was some what? Bullshit. We have poker face. Does not reveal feelings or emotions or true intentions, a guessing game. You cannot make that up, right? So the intentions were not pure. Yet their face said that they were serious, right? So the deal that this person set up for you, the intentions behind it were always to let you take the fall. I almost get that this person is surprised that you came back from this. If they're looking on your social media, if they are checking in, it may have taken you a while to come back from this, right? To release yourself from this is how they're placing it, or to just heal, right? To reestablish footing. This knocked you off balance. That was the intention. We have snooze fest. Talks about mindless things with minimal substance, superficial conversations, or a superficial conversationalist does not think outside the box. This is why this is running up on them. I almost get though that this person was always looking over their shoulder. You see what I'm saying? But they were almost out the cycle. This person almost made it because it took you a long time to rebuild, to reestablish yourself, or to gain a footing is how they keep putting it, right? So an example of this would be truly never being able to get somebody out of your system after a breakup. Even you might have some good days, but the bad days may outweigh the good days, and you're always thinking about them, or you're still dreaming about someone. You may still cry every so often, even though it's been years. I feel like those good days are now outweighing the bad ones, right? That doesn't mean that it's fully gone, but eventually they will be. And once they are eventually gone, that's when the cycle is complete for you. It's sort of like it took you so long, right? Because there's some cognitive dissonance here. There's what this person showed you, what they said to you, how they treated you versus what their intentions were. It might have been hard to come to grips with. They're smiling in my face. They're telling me they love me. They're telling me that we're going to do all of these things. We've had all of these beautiful moments, but what you're telling me is that they really wanted to take me down. You have to fully accept that to be able to truly get over the sadness, right? Because clearly things fell apart. So it's like on one hand, you can see that they were willing to just let you handle all of the shit that they left behind, all of the BS. They were willing to leave you to just clean it up. They did. They left you to clean it up. They put no effort towards fixing this. They put no effort towards making things right. In fact, they bamboozled you into signing up to take the fall for the both of you, right? So that they can get off scot-free and not have to deal with it. So it took you a long time, but I feel like you're either getting there or you've already made it there. Because it took you so long, this is why this person never thought that this was going to come back to bite them. And I'm almost hearing like come back to haunt them. I feel like out of all of the people that this person may have left destitute, right? Because they don't mind leaving people. This is somebody who is out for self, right? Yeah, self-preservation over everything, even if that means stepping on people. Out of all of the people that they may have done that to, because I do see like a trail of bodies, a trail of like broken souls, right? So that just means transformation. These are people who are never the same after this person. And the old versions of themselves are I just see like a trail. Out of all of the people that they've done this to, however, you are the one that I feel like they did look back. So like, even though they don't, you know, listen to their intuition, I do feel like their intuition was screaming to them to not do this. That this would not end well, but they don't think outside of the box. Oh, this person is lazy, right? They just do the same thing over and over and over again. That's how I'm saying it. It's snooze fest, but then they're showing me this side, which says lazy. Which is why when their intuition would have like made them make them think a second or take a beat, they only took a slight beat. I feel like their intuition was like telling them, don't do this. This is not the one to do this to. Okay? Whatever you promised or said you were going to do, you actually need to do that shit with this one. And I do feel like they paused for a minute, but they're lazy, right? So it would have required other things. It would have required tons of effort on this person's end. Effort in which they were not willing to put in. It was easier to just do what they've always done. And that's what they did. And they actually were they almost got away with it. They did. They almost got away with it. So they're nervous. I see sweaty palms, right? Wondering how this is going to affect them. They may have had some dreams where they're being told that they have to pay this back. This is now a debt. Ooh, your tears. Your tears are a debt. Even if you never cried over this person, but I do get that the majority of you have. For those of you who haven't, the sadness, right? There's a cup full of sadness, a cup full of tears. That's all a debt that this person is now required to pay. We have in their heads, allows insecurities to affect their emotions and sabotages relationships due to fear and doubt. Overthinks, questions emotions. They don't overthink. They underthink, right? They're lazy. This is a lazy thinker. This could have worked so beautifully. And in fact, I thought that I feel like it was supposed to. This is why you would have that energy of cognitive dissonance, of like the good times sort of coming to your mind and then having to reconcile in your mind that was one thing, but then this is also somebody who had ill intentions. Like, how do you, like, the two don't match. We have guidance. It says seeks out readers. Okay, so they might be getting some readings now, guys. Okay, they are nervous. They might have heard you say that you're into tarot. They themselves might not have been into things of that nature, but I feel like they are now tipping into the occult, or at least trying to get some answers, some sort of guidance to questions that they no longer have answers to. See, here's the thing. Spirit says, I'm not going to chase. Like, I don't ever chase, but they're also not giving this person any answers. It's just like little signs and synchronicities, little seeds that are being planted where they can see the chips falling, right? Where they can see the ground crumbling under them. I heard cut at the knees, but I don't get that just one knee gets cut. I don't feel like both knees get cut at the same time. I feel like there's a fracture, right? And then they're like trying to patch it up and trying to do like damage control, etc., only to do more damage by trying to control the said damage, right? They always need control, like, and then that knee finally breaks. All right, let's see here. So tell us. Oh, okay. All right. So this is how this person feels you have affected things. King of freaking Pentacles. This person feels like they feel like you stole their mojo. I feel like this person would purposefully do things to make you feel out of control. They feel like you took their magic, right? You seem to be the one that's steady. You seem to be the one that has the self-control. You seem to be the one that is on more firm grounding. Pentacles are extremely secure. you feeling insecure, especially with the kind of connection that the two of you had, to them meant that they can have all of the security, right? Like look, you can't make it up. Queen of Pentacles, right? So the both of you were supposed to split this. You were supposed to split this power and be a team. This is now like a divine pair, but this is somebody who is very selfish, right? So instead of them bringing their King of Pentacles to your Queen of Pentacles, or vice versa, and building a beautiful table and a beautiful connection that could have been very abundant, this is somebody who is addicted to not only power and control, but they are addicted to self-preservation. So to bring their pentacles to your table would mean that they would have to share. And they don't like to share. Did we not see that? Doesn't share too much. Didn't we see that earlier? Did they place that on the table or not? Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like that came out. It definitely gives only child syndrome. Right? So it means that they would have to share. And if they have to share, then that means that they would have less than what they showed up with. And if they have less than what they showed up with, then they don't have enough. So they need to take instead of give. So your part is you were supposed to allow them to take this. And they feel like instead of them being able to get out with what they retrieved from you, you've instead emptied out their spiritual bank account. Ooh, they feel like they're now paying. They haven't even begun repaying yet, which is the wild thing. Ooh. All right, their habits. We have the Temperance in the reverse. This is somebody who seeks to disimbalance and create disharmony. Temperance in the reverse. They want access to mind, body, and soul. They want to overindulge in that, right? They want to partake of that, but they more so want to take it for themselves. Think of it more like somebody extracting everything out of you, even though they have the same exact thing that you have, which is why you were brought together, right? The two of you may have even manifested this. They might feel like this was a booby trap, like a setup now, right? Hindsight is 50-50. 50-50? Hindsight is 100. They can see things clearly now. And so they feel like this is a scheme that you set up with the universe. When in all actuality, they were too lazy to take that beat that their intuition was telling them to take. They were warned not to do this. They were. The Temperance is like overindulgence. It's not that it was never going to come. Spirit was waiting in the wings. Waiting to get them alone. Because see, this is their karmas and theirs alone to endure. So they needed you out of their energy, meaning they needed you to fully get over this, okay? They needed you to fully release this and be out of the energetic field or force of this person. And they also needed the others. Like nobody is interested in this person. Like even if they were serial dating, I get that those options are running dry. The well has run completely dry. It's a desert, bitch, a desert. And when they're alone, that's when Spirit is going to strike. Yikes. Let's hop over to the extended, okay? We're going to dig in. Let's start out with the karma. I want to know what karma this person is scheduled to face. We can already see the writings on the wall, but let's get some details in terms of what that all entails, okay? I would love to know why this all had to happen, right? Why did this show up in your life? If there are any changes or any transformations that have been completed by this person, I'm not too hopeful in that, but I will look, right? For those of you who care, I will take a look. But we most importantly need to know their next steps, okay? How are they planning to approach this? How are they planning to approach you? What type of time are they going to be on in the matters of how they are doing this? Especially since there was some form of codependence in the past, right? There could be some triggers in there. especially with this being a retrograde that we're having right now, Mercury retrograde. So we want to be aware of this person's approach. Let's get in their head, in their psyche. Okay, in terms of if they feel like they're outsmarting the universe, if they're outsmarting spirit, and what they plan to do with this. What is the offer? Okay, and what is the outcome if you were to accept that? Good or bad? What would you be investing in? What would you be getting yourself into? Good or bad? All right. Whether you stay or go, we're going to look at the outcome. So we're also going to dig into the new cycle, right? We have almost doesn't count. I feel like you finally made it out, or you're getting ready to, right? Like you're just at the brink of this new cycle. So let's look to see what that all entails, okay? In both love and money. For some of you, you may be taking a beat to focus on your money, which is why we want to look into that, your career, what you have coming in. There is some beauty for your ashes that's coming in here now that you have fully addressed the issues, codependency, the trauma. It looks like you've cleaned house and you've done it alone. So there are rewards for that. Let's see what spirit has coming in terms of that. But we'll also look into love. Okay. We will get some details in terms of the people or the person that's coming in. If you should even waste your time or if they are worth your time is really how they want me to place that. Who are they? What their personality is like, what they're into, what they're looking for, right? How will you meet them, etc., etc. We'll get some advice and we'll pull time frames on both old and new. So we'll get some time frames on when this older person may be approaching, and we'll get time frames in terms of the new. Okay. So click the like button, subscribe button, notification bell, and I'm going to put the link for the extended reading down below in the description box. I'm going to see y'all over there. Let's go.